Hey, it's Tom here, techbait.net and crypto blogger, Mr. Excitement. Coming from the streets of New York City. It's a nice day so far. It's supposed to be warm today, like really warm, but right now it's just kind of like breezy, a little bit humid, but cool. So far, nice. This would be a great beach day if you were on a beach. Anyway, but I'm not. I'm on the mean streets of New York City, coming at you. So anyway, consensus is going on. Just so you know, you can go to their page even on a mobile. If it only comes up here, trying to get it up. Nope, they can sound right there. Well, hopefully my voice isn't getting chopped up here while this is happening because the phone's hiccuping. If it is, I apologize. It's the phone's fault. No, I don't want that. Okay. So this thing here, it's not always working nicely, but it works. Like, see that? I hit play and nothing happens. What happens is I have to like reload the page, and then it'll start playing fine. But if you happen to minimize the browser or switch tabs or something like that, and it stops playing, you have to refresh the page and click skip on the advertisement before it'll start playing again. It's really annoying, but if you're going to sit and just watch it, it'll work fine. So anyway, there's stuff going on there. Joe Lubin was on there recently. I mean, these conferences are, if you've ever been to tech conferences, there's a lot of stuff that's said, and they're like long talks, but you're not going to get like necessarily market-worthy information. This stuff is more like reporters are there, people are, saying stuff, people are observing, people are talking to people, possible deals are being made, and then later on, then all of a sudden the actionable info comes out, right? It's not necessarily, so you could be sitting there watching this stuff hoping, you might be getting some market insight, but it's not necessarily going to be like, you're watching this and all of a sudden, boom, So you're actually better off, I know this sounds self-serving, but you're better off just looking at my site, to be honest with you, techbait.net, and you get all the headlines. Like, all these reporters are there, right? These reporters are there. They're uploading stories to their news sites, probably as soon as they get information, and they can condense it into some sort of an article or a post, and then it goes up there and it gets published. So, and if you have my site, you have several crypto news sites already sitting, right? And it's there. So, and then you got other tech sites below it, like Slashdot and whatever. So, Mashable. It's not just, so you have it all right there, So, I mean, I can't make it any easier for you. Techbait.net, very easy to remember. You can get it from a mobile. So anyway, here's one of the things. Zilliqa, EOS, NEO, and IOS, the Ethereum competitors gaining ground. See, I told you, Zilliqa, there it is. Now it's being mentioned constantly alongside EOS, NEO, and IOST. So, Bitcoin could emerge as a threat to the US dollar in the future, suggests the St. Louis Fed chief. So, here we go, a little more FUD, or, fear being expressed by a policymaker. This sort of thing, unfortunately, gives steam to anti-Bitcoin forces and politicians, Oh my God, this is like counterfeiting. It's digital counterfeiting. I'm surprised I haven't heard much more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies being digital counterfeiting. Because, there's a whole section, of the U.S. Treasury dedicated towards stamping out the counterfeiting of U.S. currency. And that's where you basically illegally print U.S. money using stolen plates or forged plates and papers. It's supposed to look, what counterfeiting is, right? It's supposed to look authentic, and it's not, so you could spend it anywhere and pass it off as real. That's a crime, okay? The U.S. Treasury goes after that. It's a serious crime if you get caught counterfeiting. Even if you innocently pass off a counterfeited bill that you didn't know was counterfeit, you could be in potential trouble, at least until they figure out that whether you were innocent or not, right? So I'm surprised that Bitcoin and other cryptos haven't come under more of a scrutiny for being digital counterfeiting. I'm not saying that they are. I don't think that they are. I think they're competing digital currencies, but I'm surprised that the anti-crypto forces haven't like really latched onto that. And I hope I'm not giving them any ideas here, but I have to say it at least. So here it is, speaking at the CNBC on the sidelines of the Consensus 2018 conference. Crypto is facilitating trade that would not otherwise occur. Some of it's illegal, but some of that is avoiding costs that would otherwise be there. So here we go. Right? I don't think so at this point. We don't know how the future is going to unfold. My idea that there's a lot of currency competition going on right now. So he kind of like, he wasn't going full on into it. So here we go once again. They like blockchain. They don't necessarily like the currency. Of course, the Feds eventually. I'm surprised they don't look at a digital dollar. The digital dollar might be a good alternative to Tether and other things. If it really was a digital currency that could be, you could send and receive easily. How that would affect something like Bitcoin or whatever, I mean, you know, you got tax issues and stuff like that. How would they differentiate that? You know, their token would be currency and treated as such, whereas other digital currencies are treated as commodities and property with capital gains every time you buy, sell, or trade. Interesting. So I don't know if something was just going on my screen while I wasn't looking at it. I tend to look around. No, it wasn't. I may or may not get a phone call during this. I hope it doesn't happen. I didn't go into airplane mode so that I can access this stuff. For some reason, you can't turn off the phone component of a mobile phone while leaving data on, unless you're using Wi-Fi, I think. Right? You can turn off mobile data. No, you can't turn off the phone, period, unless you go into airplane mode. And in airplane mode, you don't have anything. I wish I could turn off the phone and leave my mobile data on. Someone needs to put that in here. Global blockchain leader at Deloitte resigns to join blockchain-based startup. So here you have a major accounting firm losing a leader to join a blockchain-based startup. You're going to see more of this. I've already heard about bank people leaving. Here we go. Big Department of Corrections bus backing out. Basically, they're prisoner buses coming out of the court buildings in New York City. And they have backup alarms. It's probably headed out to Rikers, probably taking some prisoners, or it's going to get prisoners. Man, you do not want to be on one of those buses, people. So think about that when doing even white-collar crime, right? Anything that they may think is crime. There it goes. That's the loud in the background. New York City Corrections Department bus. And here comes another one turning into the same street. Lucky me, right while I'm doing a video. So anyway, so yeah, you're going to see a lot of this, people leaving to join blockchain startups. So anyway, so Consensus is ongoing. I heard VeChain was going to have some kind of announcement. But again, it could be just, you know, VeChain was going up recently a little bit. It could be a case of people buying the rumor of news, and then when the news comes out, a lot of times the price then corrects. So, you know, sometimes, so I may wait on that. I may keep playing chicken with VeChain, hoping that when whatever news comes out, a lot of these boneheads go out and then sell, right? Like, in other words, if they bought it at $4.50, $4.59, and it went up above $5, $5.15, $5.20, whatever, and then all of a sudden the news comes out, and then they all sell in order to make that, you know, almost $1 profit. The traders sell, and then it drops back down again, and then I could come in at the lower position I wanted to originally get it at. that I blew it because I didn't get it when I could have. Or, you know, I play chicken and I lose and it keeps going up. We'll see. It's always a game of chicken. So, again, keep up with techbait.net. This is where you're going to get a lot of this news stuff coming out from the conference. It's going to be showing up here, okay? I know it's my site. I'm hawking it, but it's that's where I get a lot of my news from. That's why I created it. I don't have to go scouring the internet for all this crazy news. It comes to me. And it could come to you too if you just check the site regularly. So we'll see how... and again, don't expect... Well, you know, a lot of people thought, oh, mid-May consensus... market's going to moon. No, it doesn't necessarily work like that, people. It might go up right away, but it might wait a little bit. A lot of these deals, these people go here, they make connections, they do a lot of talking, they do a lot of learning, they bring the info back to their organizations, and then the institutional money will possibly flow into the market. You know, so it could be a few weeks or a few months, but this is good because you see consensus. But you realize these aren't once-a-year conferences, right? The last consensus was in the fall. Now this one is spring, and there's more in the fall, right? So there's going to be another consensus in like October or November this year. So this is the first round. This is setting the stage for hopefully a good, positive growth summer, right? And then come fall, we're going to get another consensus event with hopefully other good news and announcements, everything else. And then boom, it could set up for a bull market like we had last year. Who knows? During the holiday season. So I'm just throwing things out there. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully we're over the worst of it. And again, just remember that Mt. Gox stuff is still out there. That Mt. Gox stuff is still out there hovering. So you don't know what's going to happen with that. Right now, he's kind of like the loose cannon that you don't know what's going to happen. So. Just remember that's out there. I keep warning people so they remember. All right, that's it for now. If anything comes up and I get the moment to duck out, I'll make an update. Thank you. Thank you. Please hit like, subscribe, and notification. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much.